I think it's important that we remember what happened in Srebrenica, so that they feel that the rest of the world, if you like, is understanding what happened. And it's also important to me that we learn those lessons so that we don't see anything similar either where we are in the UK, or that we use our voice if we know that there are mass killings elsewhere in the world. It's really informative. I vaguely remember listening to the news items and so on, and hearing the various news items as they come through from the International Court, but actually being here, feeling what it's like, has a lasting impression. And by coming here, it allows me to talk about it, in a sense, more ably when I go back to the UK and talk to others. I think it's really important that we use our experience that we've had here to explain how easy it is for a country to start to disintegrate. And we should really understand those lessons so it doesn't happen either in the UK or anywhere else. It doesn't matter how safe you feel. The Bosnians felt safe here, and it all went wrong, and thousands were killed. Who's to say it can't happen in any of the countries in the Western world? And we know it happens in various parts of the world now. We really do have to learn those lessons. Every time there's a genocide, we say we have to learn those lessons, and we simply do.
For me, there was a personal and a professional reason. So I visited Croatia and Slovenia in 1994. I didn't know as a 17, 18-year-old what was happening here. We'd heard the news, we followed the news, but it still didn't really hit home what was happening. The professional reason is I'm now an educator. I work in higher education, and it's important for us to be able to teach with real examples so that students don't feel they're just getting a kind of theoretical sense of what happened or what has happened, but they can see it in action, they can hear stories from it, they can experience it. The visit's been hugely emotional. I've learnt so much about what happened, but also about the stories of people who survived, how they survived, how they are surviving, and how we're memorialising or how it's being memorialised. And I think that's incredibly important about how the memory lives on and how we make sure that happens. So we're hoping at my university to host a survivors tour to do work with schools. I'm also writing about my experience of being here at the moment, and I'll continue to use that in teaching, in discussions with students and discussions with friends and family and other people I know, and spread the word.
It's been very emotional. I've learnt a lot more than I knew before, and my knowledge was very little before. I guess just hearing people's stories has been really, really useful. I'd like to do more awareness raising, actually. I think very few people know about what happened here. To try and raise more awareness around people who can make changes and try and get more acknowledgement. The scale of the denial is something that I didn't know very much about. So that's something I'd like to raise awareness about as well.